All right, Coach, entering year number 2. Talk to me a little bit about your expectations. How excited you are to get rolling here, less than 2 weeks from your first game?
Well, we want to start off strong, and we want to finish strong. And I think with the group of girls that we had this year, everyone is buying into the system. Also, we have not two additional coaches, one additional coach who brings a lot of energy. So I think our team and also with our staff, we have a great, group to work with and, get us to where we're trying to go.
You have a unique experience here. You're bringing back a pretty large number of core players, but also bringing in a ton of talent. Normally, it's one or the other. And normally, if you're bringing in a lot of talent, you're usually losing a lot. And if you're bringing a lot back, you're normally not bringing a lot in. You've had the ability to bring in, a plethora of talent. So how do you plan on using all that?
Well, I think with the group that we have, everyone is just hungry, and I think that puts us at an advantage because when you have a group of girls that really want to go after it and get it, we can meet so many goals and once again get to where we're trying to go, that championship.
So this year has obviously brought some challenges to it. Your season, unfortunately, was cut short in March.
Yeah.
And the summer and everything, the world is kind of changing, but you and the program here have done a good job of managing that. So talk to me just briefly about the challenges that went into this off season, and then as well as you and the staff and the whole administration here putting a plan together that keeps the coaches, the student athletes, and everybody involved as safe as possible.
Well, yeah, during the tournament, it was kind of tough for us because we had just won our game. We sitting there in the stands trying to figure out who we're going to play the next day, and then boom. Guys going home. So I think the girls that are returning this year, they looked at that like, you know what, we know what it feels like to be there. Let's go ahead and do it again. Let's get everybody on board. So also with the staff that we have, we're trying to make sure that we're staying safe, wearing masks with practice, taking, the COVID test, and just making sure that everyone is doing their part with players and also the staff of keeping your social distancing and 6 feet away, wearing a mask, and, just being healthy and safe.
So on the court, you're obviously a month into practice. You play a game in about 12 days. So talk to me about what you've liked so far that you've seen on the floor in practice.
You just got to go back to it again. Just having a group of girls that really want to go at it and, just hungry to get on the floor and play. Every practice, it's a good practice every day. At this moment, I can't sit here and say we've had a terrible or bad practice. Every practice, they're giving 100% energy. We have so many leaders on the floor. I couldn't just pick one person out. So now I'm just excited to see, how we actually, implement that in the game.
You're bringing back all of your team award winners, led by your female athlete of the year, Alyssa Johnson. So talk to me about how much better she looks and what do you expect out of her this year coming back to, obviously you bring back a female athlete of the year as a non-senior. That's got to be a huge plus.
Just another one, a great leader, vocal on the floor, in which, some people think that she's not because she's like one of those silent assassins. But, she talks to me all the time, hey, coach, what do I need to do to get better? Can we work a little bit after practice and things like that? So what I expect out of Alyssa is exactly what she's been giving me, which is, nothing but heart, dedication. And, she was part of that, going to the tournament. She know what it's like to get there and what we need to do. So she stays on top of everyone. And, that's exactly what I expect out of her.
And who else has impressed you so far, whether it be a returner, a new player? Who has shown you that, hey, wow, this person's going to be a leader, or hey, this person's going to be a big key contributor for you?
See, John, that's a tough question because, as I've said before, they're all leaders. Like from the incoming freshmen to the seniors that's returning this year to the transfer students, they're all leaders in every way, shape possible, and they stay on top of each other and they make sure they hold each other accountable along with themselves. So, but if I did have to point a few of them out, Tamia Tart, who's a transfer from Salem University, she came in with a lot of IQ and heart for the game, which I think that is very contagious and brings in a lot of positive energy for the team, and they see that and they feed off of it. So she's definitely great.
There's a couple I wanted to touch on, and we'll start with Tamia, but I also want to touch on Jasmine Misha, which is another transfer you have coming in. And also, we can't go to an interview without talking about your point guard either, Janae
Right.
Brandon coming back. So you touched upon Tamia. She's obviously, she can shoot it, she can score it.
Mm-hmm.
She's a leader, she's experienced. But Jasmine's also got a lot of experience. She was a go-to
Right.
player at her last school, and we obviously know what Janae can do. So talk to me about those three. Kind of what you expect out of those.
So yeah, Jasmine, she's a transfer student from Mohawk Valley Community College, and she was a player who could score 40 points a game. So her coming into practice every day, she dominates every drill. She does very well, getting to the basket, and just her athletic ability is very good with getting rebounds and whatnot. Janae, she's just phenomenal. Every time when I talk about Janae, it's just like I get lost for words because trying to, replace a guard like that, it's going to be, to me, I think it's going to be kind of tough. She runs both sides of the floor, both offense and defensively. She's getting rebounds. She averaged almost a triple-double last season. So she's another one coming in hungry and just wants to, get to that championship, and she wants that ring.
And I know one player that I really think is as a key person to your team, both on and off the floor, and she was, recognized as that last year is Alexis Pagan.
Mm-hmm.
So she was named the USCAA National Student Athlete of the Year,
right?
Which is a tremendous honor for her work with the foster child community here in Buffalo, and working with those kids and being a single mother herself and working and managing everything that she does. She really is a role model, and it's tough that you're a role model at 19 years old, but
yeah,
she really is a role model, and I think she's a tremendous person to have as a part of your program. So if you can briefly just touch upon, her as a person, then maybe also how she's looked and how she's improved on the floor, because she played some key minutes for you, down the stretch last year for you.
She did. Alexis, she had came in as a walk-on, and I didn't know much about her at all. And then seeing just her, progressing throughout the year was just amazing. Knowing that she was a single mother coming, from foster home and whatnot, that touched our hearts, as a team, and that helped us bond more, together and come close as a family. So Alexis definitely has shown great work to where she has earned the minutes that, she's getting. And this year she's improved as well a lot. You could just see how much, she's grown from last season to this season, finishing layups, being aggressive on defense as she's always been, hustling and whatnot. But she's definitely is great to have on our team, and we love Alexis and all that she does for us. And, great to have her for some more years.
So, in closing, I think to wrap it up, obviously, you didn't have a chance to complete your goal last year. You were never eliminated, but you didn't have a chance to complete it. Assuming all goes well this year and things stay on the positive trajectory that they are, what do you need to do as a team, as a coach, as a program to win that final game of the year?
To win that final game of the year, what do we need to do? I think, Coach Stokes, he actually said this yesterday in practice. You got to, start strong and start early. Don't just, start when you feel like it. I think it was a couple games that we, took for granted last year, knowing that we should have won those games. And I know that we are the better team, not to, call our bluff or anything like that. But, we just need to start strong and finish strong. Don't take those games for granted, and make sure that we're coming with our A game, because, we started at the top, and next thing you know, we got knocked down a couple times. And sometimes that's needed for us to learn and, take learn a lesson from that, and which we have. So coming out strong, and which we have those pieces now this year to go ahead and, get that championship.